Headlines tonight. King Norodom Sihamoni has finally approved the constitutional amendment for the royal government's top leaders of only Khmer citizenship. Siem Reap's barefoot boy gets help from Prime Minister Hun Sen after photos circulated in social media. Cambodian song Are You OK is now back with a modified version after criticisms of its lyrics and some video content. This is the Daily Roundup on the EAC News Channel. A very good evening to you. I'm Yuri Matosco. After a series of evaluations, plenary session and approval, the amendment of requiring single citizenship for the government's top leader is now officially a law. The official promulgation was announced on Thursday after King Norodom Sihamoni's final approval. This will be implemented for the top leaders in the country, such as the President of the Senate, the President of the National Assembly, the Prime Minister, and the President of the Constitutional Council. They should not have any other citizenship, only Khmer. Otherwise, they will be disqualified to be in the top position. The law was initiated by Prime Minister Hun Sen in early October, following the erroneous foreigner reports stating that he holds a Cypriot passport. The report was later corrected by the British news agency The Guardian. The photo of a poor barefooted boy wearing a mask and school uniform with his COVID-19 vaccination card wrapped in a plastic bag tied to his shirt in Siem Reap started circulating on social media on Tuesday. The boy becomes instantly famous, getting attention and even the prime ministers. The nation poured down to the boy's family in less than 24 hours, most specifically donations from Prime Minister Hun Sen. EAC News reporter Ria Soko has the story.
His name is Kong Seha, a 7-year-old boy from Siem Reap. His parents are both farmers in Swailu district. He is first-grade student at Shea Primary School in Rontai Commune. The barefooted boy's photo became famous in social media, which prompted Prime Minister Hun Sen to issue a directive to the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, along with the capital and provincial governors, to allow students to use copies of their COVID-19 vaccination cards instead of bringing their original cards. The Prime Minister says children may have a lack of care, and if they get caught in the rain, it could damage their cards. But not all families can afford getting a photocopy, just like Seha's family. So the Prime Minister instructed the Ministry of Education to provide copies of the students' vaccination cards. It did not stop there. The Prime Minister has reached to Siem Reap's governor to find the boy. Prime Minister Hun Sen has helped the family by giving about $5,000 and 2 houses, one for Seha's family and one for his aunt. Apart from Prime Minister Hun Sen's huge help, the boy's family has also received donations from many other philanthropists. Reyes Soko, EAC News.
Cambodia and Russia are now partners in boosting tourism and the business sector. The two countries have pledged a strong cooperation to promote tourism and investments. It was confirmed during a meeting held on Wednesday between the Minister of Tourism Tong Kon and Russian Ambassador to Cambodia Anatoly Borovik. Minister Kon has expressed gratitude to Russia's contributions over the decades, especially when it comes to build peace in the kingdom. The Russian ambassador has affirmed to a good cooperation and relations in all sectors with Cambodia. The diplomat also appreciated the Cambodian strategies to restore tourism and expressed his determination to encourage more Russian tourists to visit the country. Starting on 30 November, Cambodia will also start to welcome fully vaccinated tourists, including Russian travelers, with at least 5 days of quarantines in all designated areas. The first areas are 2 seaside provinces, Sihanoukville and Koh Kong. The home to famous Angkor Temple Siem Reap will be added on the list in January. E2 STEM students have shown to the world how talented young Cambodians are. A group of 8 has won the 3rd place of the Solution Challenge of the 2021 First Global Challenge, launching their CubeSat prototype. Apart from third place overall, they were also ranked 22nd out of 160 countries participated in the competition. EAC News reporter Ria Soko has spoken to the students.
A huge pride for the Kingdom of Cambodia. 8 young students from Preah Yukantor High School's Itostem in Phnom Penh showcased what they got. They participated in the first Global Challenge 2021, launching their CubeSat prototype invention, placing 22nd out of 160 countries globally, while third place for the Solution Challenge. One of the team members, New to Maniet, has told EAC News that the result was unexpected.
After we heard that result, we was very surprised because it was so unexpected for us. And then after we got that result, we went to check our leaderboard and we saw that we were 22 among the 160 country. And at first, before we got the final result, we actually ranked 34. And it actually, we don't expect much since we were 34, so we expect about like 27 or something. But then when we saw our ranking is 22, we was so surprised and all of us was like jumping around.
She says it was a privilege that she was chosen among many who applied to be part of the team that will compete for the first global challenge. They first worked to participate for the Solution Challenge. Then when it was announced that there would be CubeSat prototype challenge, they also took the chance, even without much knowledge about it. Instead, they pursued and persisted to learn more about the CubeSat prototype.
We never saw that word CubeSat prototype before. We don't know what exactly it is. And then when they start announcing it, they give us some document for research and studies, and they sent us the kit for building it, and then we start learning about it.
All their team members are beginners in robotics. They started building it in August. At that time, there was a news about UV light effect in Cambodia. That inspires them to pursue the CubeSat. Their mission was to make an advanced weather station. It could detect UV light index and the air quality, until they finally launched on 26 September for the global competition. They launched at the Bungkomum province. Setting up takes 1 hour, and the launching proper takes 4 hours until it lands. After their achievement in the first global challenge, the students hope that investors will see the importance of their inventions. They wish to make it bigger by creating a startup or turning it into a business. But before that, these young talented Cambodians would like to encourage others who have the passion and hunger for learning to start exploring their capabilities, no matter what status they have in life.
So our teammate is from province. Half of our teammates is from province. And all of them, at first, they also don't know what is like CubeSat or codings or like computer. They never touch it. And then they got a chance to come and study at E2STEM. E2STEM providing them like technology class and chance to explore their technology file. That's why I think if you are at province, if there's like students from province, they should apply for E2STEM because I believe that this school are giving students from province a chance to explore what their passions in the technology.
For these students, the first Global Challenge 2021 is just the beginning for them to explore what they have and what they can do. This CubeSat prototype is a proof how talented young Cambodians are. With their curiosity and hunger for learning, they will surely be able to contribute not only for the country's development, but for the future generation as a whole. Rhea Soko, EAC News, Itostem Preah Yukantor High School, Phnom Penh.
Cambodians' daily COVID-19 keep its remarkable decrease for 34 days in a row, with cases remaining below 100. Today has the lowest number with only 83 new cases recorded. That includes 9 imported cases. Cambodia has now a total tally of COVID-19 at 118,870. Once again, recoveries outpaced the number of cases. 96 patients were declared cured from COVID-19 overnight. They make the total recovery to 115,207. However, deaths are still being recorded. 6 people lost their lives due to COVID-19, half of them unvaccinated victims. Cambodia's total deaths since the beginning of the pandemic now stands at 2,800. 813. The kingdom's active cases are now down to just 843. The royal government has approved the use of a US-based drug molnupiravir to treat COVID-19 in emergency cases. The approval was announced by the Ministry of Health on Wednesday. Prime Minister Hun Sen says the kingdom's purchase of molnupiravir can help treat 5 to 10,000 people, costing $2.5 million. EAC News reporter Ria Soko has the story.
Minister of Health Mom Bunheng has approved on Wednesday the use of molnupiravir, an oral pill manufactured from the United States. It will be used for the treatment of COVID-19 patients. The Ministry of Health says the drug is safe and highly effective treatment for COVID-19. However, the minister has stressed that the medicine will be only used for health emergencies. It was announced on Monday by Prime Minister Hun Sen that Cambodia intends to purchase drugs for COVID-19 treatment and has indicated to choose molnupiravir, developed by American company Merck. The Prime Minister has emphasized that Cambodia has no prejudice against any nation, with the country already applying Chinese and now American medicines as long as it's effective to save Cambodian lives. Rhea Soko, EAC News.
The Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport has announced to postpone the 12th grade exam for next year. It was confirmed yesterday by the Ministry of Education, Hang Chuan-naron, at the inauguration of the Asian Economic Research Institute of the National University of Management. He says extension was given to allow students more time of preparation for their final exams. The ministry stresses that it's only a postponement for the exam called Back 2, not cancellation. The examination is expected to push through early next year. MUAI's spokesman Ross Viecha has told EAC News that Minister Chuan-naron will meet this week with other educational authorities in order to schedule a proper date for the exam next year. The previous plan was that Back 2 exams for the 12th grade students would happen on 6 December this year. However, one student wrote on Prime Minister's Facebook page if the exams could be delayed, since most of the school year was held online, hugely affecting the students' learning. Prime Minister Hun Sen has reassured on Monday not to cancel high school exams like he did in 2020, the onset of COVID-19. The Prime Minister has urged all 12th graders to keep studying in order to keep a good result in the final exam. Nationwide reopening of the beer gardens across the kingdom. This was announced by the Ministry of Tourism on Wednesday. Following months of halt, it can now finally serve the public as Cambodia comes into full reopening. EAC News reporter Ria Soko has the story.
The Ministry of Tourism has decided to reopen the beer garden businesses nationwide with the approval of Prime Minister Hun Sen. Minister of Tourism Thong Khon says that with the reopening, business owners need to adhere the tourism safety measures and the standard operating procedures in line with the new normal. This is also part of the prevention to curb the spread of COVID-19. The safety measures include having a clear action plan to ensure the safety of the customers and staff. Staff are also required to undergo regular trainings regarding the measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Business establishments are obliged to cooperate with the government for COVID-19 prevention. Another important measure set by the ministry is that their establishments must permanently require customers to scan the QR code for COVID-19 safety protocol. Rhea Soko, EAC News.
The royal government has appealed to all citizens, especially unemployment workers willing to find a job, to get their resume and join this year's National Online Job and Productivity Fair, taking place on Thursday and tomorrow on www.careerfair.nea.gov.kh. EAC News reporter Leonardo Mohammed has the story.
The online fair will features 100 companies, ministry, institution, and education institution. It will include more than 11,500 recruitment information. 54,500 visitors are expected. 44,000 of them are job seekers. The National Online and production fair will provide a flexible opportunity to protect from COVID-19, with job seekers being able to apply and interview with companies online meeting. It will include online production, workshop at Zoom performance, designed to share knowledge and disseminate awareness for the important and increasing production. The fair organizer, by the National Employment Agency and the Ministry of Labour with Vacation Training, is collaborating with the Union of Youth Federation of Cambodia, the Garment Factory Association of Cambodia, and the Union Nation Development Program is also partner in the fair. Lianto Mohammed, EAC News.
Now for a look at news making international headlines this Thursday, 4th of November.
At least 14 people have died in Madama, Colombia after several houses collapsed during a landslide on Monday. 20 were reported missing after the landslide that also affected several structures. The landslide was caused by heavy rains in the rural town of the Nariño municipality. Most of the victims are women who were in a pool hall, which was buried by an avalanche of mud and stones, as well as a restaurant, a hotel, and 2 houses. Municipal authorities reported 11 people were rescued alive in the rubble, 2 of which are in a critical state and are receiving medical assistance. Aid organizations reported that the victims lived in 2 houses near that were devastated by the landslide. Rescue teams are sorting through the rubble in the search, with an unidentified number of people still unaccounted for.
22 people were killed and another 8 were wounded after a passenger coach plunged into a ravine in the Pakistani zone of Kashmir on Wednesday. Among the dead were 2 children aged 9 and 4, a prayer leader, and a Pakistan Army soldier. A senior police officer has reported that the coach was on its way to the garrison city of Rawalpindi when the crash happened. Road accidents frequently occur in the mountainous parts of Pakistani Kashmir and are blamed mostly on careless driving and carelessly maintained and mostly overloaded public transport vehicles.
And a freight train in southern Chile was derailed and some of its cargo units burned by unknown assailants on Tuesday, amid tensions between the state and the local Mapuche indigenous group demanding the return of ancestral lands. The attack on the train, which had been carrying cellulose used to make paper, happened in the South Macrozone area of Victoria, which has been under a state of emergency due to the conflict. So far, no one has claimed responsibility for the attack, which caused a suspension of train service from the town of Victoria and Temuco to the regional capital of La Araucania. La Araucania is home to Mapuche communities that are reclaiming lands that have been turned over to companies in the forestry sector. In recent years, sabotage has increased in the region with the burning of houses, trucks, and machinery.
After the break, a look at your sports news.
EAC News fully supports the Royal Government of Cambodia's preventative and administrative measures against COVID-19. But we need you to play your part in helping bring the 20 February community transmission event to an end. Wash your hands regularly, sanitize wherever possible. Keep an eye on your body temperature. Use the Stop COVID QR code and maintain a safe social distance. But above all, please, please, please wear a mask. Only together can we beat COVID-19. EAC News' audience is growing. Our YouTube channel has over 150,000 verified subscribers. To mark the milestone, we've received the Silver Creator Award from YouTube. It's given to channels with over 100,000 subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki says the award celebrates EAC News' hard work and incredible achievement. She says we brought a unique voice and style to the world, but have also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. The next milestone we're going for is 1 million subscribers, and we'd really like that Gold Creator Award. So if you're not already a subscriber, head to YouTube and search for EAC News. Subscribers get alerts when the Daily Roundup is premiering and live events are streaming. Get all the latest breaking news and updates from Cambodia in English. The EAC News channel on YouTube. Cambodia made clear. If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. The EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. Join me, Andrew Barnes-Roberts, and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear.
India has finally flexed their muscles to crush Afghanistan by 66 runs in Abu Dhabi on Wednesday for the 2020 World Cup semi-finals. The 2007 champions hope of making the last four hang by a thread following heavy losses to Pakistan and New Zealand in their first two Super 12 group matches. India's batting finally clicked against Afghanistan. However, as they racked up the tournament's highest total of 210-2 and restricted their opponents to 144-7. Openers Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul shared a 140-run opening stand to set up their massive score, which proved too big a mountain to climb for Afghanistan's modest batting lineup. Group 2 leaders Pakistan have booked their semi-final spot, and India must win their last two games to have a chance of joining them in the last four. Rohit, adjudged man of the match, raced to a 37-ball 50, and Rahul reached his 4th century in the next over, needing 2 balls fewer. Rohit smashed leg spinner Rashid Khan, Afghanistan's best hope against the rampant openers, for back-to-back 6 before falling to Karim Janat in the 15th over. Gulbadin Naib bowled Rahul in the 70th over, but with Hardik Pandya and Rishabh Pant going berserk in the final overs, there was no respite for the Afghans. Pandya remained unbeaten after a blistering 13-ball 35, while Pant was 27 not out, having faced an equal numbers of balls. Afghanistan stumbled early in their chase, looking both openers to successive deliveries inside the first 19 balls. Ramanullah Gurzba hit Mohammad Shami 332 for back-to-back sixes before offering a skier to Pandya in Ravindra Jadeja's first over. The Mexican Grand Prix is still a few days away, but Red Bull's Sergio Perez is already winning over the audience in his home country. Checo, as he's affectionately called by fans and teammates, burned rubber during a show run organized by Red Bull on Reforma Avenue, one of Mexico City's main avenues, on Wednesday.
Me emociona mucho
I'm very excited about the Grand Prix. It is a great Red Bull chosen to do the show running in the city. It fills me with joy. I hope Sergio Perez does well on Sunday. I'm hopefully clinch the first place here at home.
Due to last year's pandemic-induced lockdowns, Mexico's latest F1 competition took place in 2029, with Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton rushing to first place. The Grand Prix at the Hermano Rodriguez racetrack to the east of Mexico City starts on Friday with practice rounds and qualification on Saturday, leading up to the race on Sunday. The only Mexican driving on the starting grid, Sergio Perez, will compete at home for the first time since becoming a race winner. The only Mexican driver on the starting grid, Sergio Perez, will compete at home for the first time since becoming a race winner. The Red Bull driver won in Bahrain last year and in Azerbaijan in June. No Mexican has ever won a home race in the Formula One World Championship. The Italian freestyle skier Marcus Eder has completed a breathtaking ultimate ski run. He has skied from the peaks of Zermatt to the valley floor through icy caves, castles, and crevasses.
Marcus Eder continuously shows to the world what's possible on a pair of skis. The Italian reported he had been visualizing the run since 2015. The route took him from Deep Powder to the Klausberg Ski Resort Snow Park, with streaks and big drops along the way. He has stated that the ultimate run finally allowed him to showcase all his skiing in one edit, film his home resort of Klausberg in one top-to-bottom run, and finally shoot all the spots he had been dreaming of for years. Eder participated in the freestyle skiing at the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, where he became 15th.
Alright, let's have a look at what the weather is going to be playing tomorrow. And finally, the controversial TikTok music video Are You Okay by Tong Chan Seima is now back. The widely circulated music video was previously interpreted having a double meaning. This has prompted the producer Galaxy Navatra to modify the music video. Previously, it was criticized with its double meaning lyrics and the inclusion of gun firing.
Are you okay? Okay. Okay.
The lyrics and scenes of the music video Are You Okay is now modified, performed by Tun Chan Sema. It garnered both appreciation and criticism, but with more negative comments being thrown at the music video in TikTok. It gets more and more popular, gathering an enormous support from young to adult people. Galaxy Navatra Production Managing Director Yim Tasram has told EAC News that the decision to make the song was aimed at showcasing the Cambodian song internationally and that he would regret if it was not produced. He has added that the next production changed the performance and removed all violent images to avoid criticism and bans. Recently, Galaxy Navatra just released a modified version. Its lyrics and scenes of students holding a gun in a classroom were criticized, but as soon as they released the modified version, nearly 20 million views in less than 24 hours. Amid the controversy, people can't help but hear and see. The proudly Cambodian song was initially released on Galaxy Navatra's TikTok channel with views from around the world.
You will not be rude. Okay. It tastes really good.
Thanks for watching the Daily Roundup on the EAC News channel. For more breaking news and updates, check out our website www.eacnews.asia. You can also search for EAC News on Telegram or in your favorite app store. More from the EAC News team tomorrow at 8. I will see you then.